I come from this country, the great country, Ambazonia, originated from the country, we have suffered from the hands of the universe. We have suffered I come from this Ambazonia. I come from this country, the great country, Ambazonia, originated from the country, we have suffered from the hands of the universe. We have suffered I come from this country, the great country, Ambazonia, originated from the country,
It is also clear that our crisis is the most neglected crisis in the world. International community feel we need humanitarian support rather than the solution to the crisis. We condemn in strong terms the silence of all of the African Union, the United Nations, and other human rights groups that have remained silent toward the genocidal war on Ambazonians. Thousands now hold that We have a duty to defend homeland from neo-colonization alongside other African countries in order to protect our own natural resources. As we celebrate from the Atlantic state, the Midland state, the Savannah state, be rest assured that our independence is non-negotiable. Dear friends of Ambazonia, I come to you this very moment with a pledge to change our policy. We will no longer tolerate. We will no longer be afraid. It is the La République on turn to be afraid of us. Happy Independence Day.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians. Good evening, the proud and the brave people of Ambazonia. Good evening to our mothers and fathers, and good evening to Ambazonian children, for whom we're fighting to create and secure a better future. The success of the Ambazonian people on October 1 has sent the Cameroun colonial dictator, Biya, into a state of shock and hysteria. Has sent the Cameroun colonial prime minister, into a hole of shame. Atanganji is nowhere to be found. Lele l'Afrique has not been seen in the public since October 1. Okala Bilai has not been seen in the public since October 1. General Buba has not been seen in the public since October 1. That is the power, the strength, and authority of the Ambazonian people. What we have shown, what we have demonstrated, what we have proven, the Ambazonian people are now fully in control of the Ambazonian territory. The Ambazonian forces are the new authority of the land. Mr. Biya is mad with his colonial administrators. Mr. Biya is furious with the bees, with the army, with the gendarmes, with the police, and all his colonial terrorist law enforcers and the colonial administrators. They have given up, surrendered, they've accepted the defeat. Whereas on October 1, they made public proclamations promising the people of Camerooners that there will be no such thing as Independence Day celebration in the occupied territory. What happened after that? What happened after their propaganda? There is a big difference between propaganda and reality. Cameroon lives in propaganda. The Ambazonian people will, defiance, power, authority, and control is the new reality. And that is what Mr. Biya cannot deal with. That's why he's now in a state of shock and hysteria. Fellow Ambazonians, you have secured the biggest victory in your lifetime. The 2023 Independence Day celebration. What our forces have demonstrated on the ground. The millions of the Ambazonian people that turn out across the 13 states to proclaim their freedom, to embrace their identity, to accept their rights. This is the new normal. How do you protect this victory? How do you guarantee that we continue to make progress? The Ambazonia Governing Council, that is championing the armed resistance and the liberation struggle, has laid out a clear strategy to sustain momentum. For progress to last, you must have a sustainable formula and a strategy and a plan of action. Just because we had the best 2023 Independence Day celebration, that progress must be defended, must be expanded, must be enhanced, and there are a couple of things the leader has informed the Ambazonian people as to what is required for progress to be sustained, for we to advance what we've achieved and actualize the promise for a new Ambazonia. Number one, command and control. The chaos that we've experienced over the last 7 years must come to an end. The experiment by false prophets, by wannabe politicians, by spoilers, by groups controlled by colonial CPDM elites to push Cameroun's agenda must come to an end. In the liberation struggle for a people to succeed, number one, it requires aligning under a direct leadership with a clear, compelling vision for the people. A leadership that is credible, respected, practical, that has a plan for the liberation of the people. The Ambazonia Governing Council is moving the Ambazonian liberation struggle from a resistance struggle to a full liberation struggle. Most of what we have done in the past are actions of resistance. Make the territory ungovernable. That's a resistance strategy. Increase the cost of occupation. It's all a resistance strategy. Economic sabotage are all resistance strategy. The liberation strategy, it's what the Ambazonia Defense Forces under the Ambazonian Governing Council is focused on. Capturing territory, liberating territory, asserting authority, and expanding liberated territories. We cannot be fighting for the purpose of resistance. That is why the Ambazonia Governing Council is rallying all nationalist forces, uniting all nationalist forces under a direct command and control structure under the Ambazonian Governing Council, under the leadership, under the visionary, charismatic, practical leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. This is the winning formula. We will unite all the nationalist forces on the ground under this direct political leadership in order to provide a safe environment to prosecute the liberation phase of the struggle. When forces are not under a direct political leadership, there is bound to be chaos because there is zero accountability. And that's what we've seen on the ground. Those forces are bound to be infiltrated by colonial CPDM elites, by spoilers, by agitators, by agent-created sponsors, sponsored by Cameroun, to infiltrate those forces and undermine the strategic objectives of the liberation and cause these forces to lose momentum, divide themselves, fight among themselves, and at the end, they will be taken out by Cameroun. For all the nationalist generals on the ground to stay alive, we must unite them, bring them under a direct political leadership with political objectives for the liberation so that they can have a collaborative environment for common security, for common protection, for a shared purpose, for common missions, for common attacks, for shared intelligence, most importantly, for common mobilization, for common resource mobilization to sustain and keep all of them alive for the protection of our people, for the protection of our communities, to advance the objectives for which we're fighting for. Over the last few weeks, a lot of defense groups forces have contacted the Ambazonia Governing Council, and we are working on a clear model of genuine, transparent collaboration between the Ambazonia Defense Forces and all nationalist forces on the ground. These relationships will be public. There will be no backdoor business between the Ambazonia Defense Forces and any other nationalist group on the ground. The collaboration between the Ambazonia Defense Forces, the collaboration between the Ambazonia Governing Council and any other group on the ground, any other defense group on the ground, will be made public to the Ambazonian people in order to strengthen that relationship and make sure spoilers have no space to infiltrate those groups. We call on all other defense groups on the ground to reach out to my office, any group on the ground that is willing to align under the leadership of the Ambazonia Governing Council to sustain the liberation struggle so that we can keep all the forces and the general alive by providing them with what is needed as stated by the leader, by arming all the forces on the ground, giving them the capacity that is required for them to defend themselves, protect our communities, and fight off the enemy. Command and control is critical for accountability, for order, and for providing security on the ground. Let's talk about accountability. The Ambazonia Governing Council, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, under the direct political leadership of the Ambazonia Governing Council, as a military wing of the Ambazonia Governing Council, is the only group on the ground with a clear command and control structure. The actions of the generals, commanders, and all forces of the Ambazonia Defense Forces are regulated. Any misconduct is punishable, as we have all seen in the past. The Ambazonia Defense Forces is the only group on the ground with a clear code of conduct where the actions and behavior of forces is regulated soldiers and commanders and generals are held accountable. This is how we protect our people. The last 6 months, we have seen the chaos in Manu. We have seen the chaos in Akwaya, where loose defense groups that are being exploited both by the Cameroun military intelligence, the Cameroun CPDM elites, and spoilers and political adventurers within our liberation space. They have killed more than 121 Ambazonians and burned a series of villages and homes. Who are you going to hold accountable? Who are you going to hold accountable? Who are you going to hold accountable? Do you know who is in charge of them? You know who controls them? Do you even know who they are? Is it the Cameroun bees that have been disguised? Is it groups that are created, sponsored by Atangandipo? Is it a group of gangs acting as amber? You don't know. Because you don't know where they belong. You don't know who controls them. You don't know who even created them. But you call them amber. This must come to an end. Every defense group on the ground must be identified under a direct political leadership. For the purpose, first, of accountability. 2, transparency. The Ambazonian people need to feel safe wherever forces operate. And if you don't know where these forces are coming from, who created them, what is their objective, what they are doing in these places, then there will be impunity without accountability, as we've seen since 1961. For us to have a great relationship between the forces and the population, forces must be identified under a direct political leadership for the purpose of accountability, command and control, and regulation of the behavior and actions of forces. This is critical for the stability of our community, to minimize extortion and abuse on the civilian population. This is critical. What's most critical is that all forces on the ground, I'm talking about nationalist liberation forces, they should, and we invite them to rally around the leadership of the Ambazonia Governing Council under Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba as the visionary, functional, and result-oriented leader of the Ambazonian people. He has shown a level of credibility we've never seen before, a level of seriousness we've never seen before, a level of impactful, inspirational, empowering leadership we've never seen before. He's also the most defiant leader, which is what's most needed in a conformist society. 2. Okay, before I conclude, all the forces on the ground, get in touch with me for effective negotiations, and so that we can work out models of collaboration between the Ambazonia Governing Council and your defense group. The general and the forces will maintain their unique identity, will maintain their command and control And the Ambazonia Governing Council will provide a clear leadership, a functional leadership for effective training, effective education, so that we can focus these forces and increase their capability and increase their well-being, so that they can be constant backup for their security by our special forces, by the ADF. Working together will quicken our success on the ground and terminate Cameroon's occupation of our territory. The focus of the AGOVC is uniting the forces on the ground for a direct to execute the liberation strategy. The AGOVC is not interested in political games and political adventurism using the liberation struggle. The lives of our people matter. The lives of our children matter. We all as Ambazonians, we must do what is required by us all that are serious to end the pain, the suffering, and the poverty imposed on Cameroon on our people. Secondly, since 1961, when Cameroon occupied the Ambazonian people, Cameroon has used tyranny, terrorism, brutality, terror tactics to impose its will on the Ambazonian people. Cameroon has used the military, its terrorist bees, gendarmes, and police to impose its will on the Ambazonian people. Cameroon's impunity on our people must come to an end. The Ambazonia Governing Council is sending a strong message and warning to all Cameroon CPDM, to all members of Cameroon fascist CPDM party that are responsible for Cameroon's war in Ambazonia, that are responsible for Cameroon's genocide on the Ambazonian people, that are responsible for the destruction of Ambazonia and for the thousands of Ambazonians that have been killed, for the thousands that have been displaced. Members of Cameroon fascist CPDM party are responsible for Cameroon's crime in Ambazonia. And therefore, as the leader has stated a few weeks ago, all members of the CPDM party are now a direct target of the Ambazonia Liberation Strategy in order to end Cameroon's presence in Ambazonia, just as all other nations have done. When during the Second World War, in order to end the war, they went after the Nazis. When the US saw the crimes that were being committed by Saddam Hussein, in order to end those crimes, the United States and Allied forces, when they invaded Iraq, the target was all top officials of the Ba'ath Party. Ambazonia is using an international playbook. It's not new. All members of the fascist CPDM party are now a direct target of the Ambazonia Liberation Strategy. All Cameroon colonial councillors are now a direct target of the Ambazonia Liberation Strategy. Anyone that is collaborating, working, and spying for Cameroon in the Ambazonian territory will face the same consequences as other traitors across the globe have faced. Ambazonia is not going to be an exemption on liberation laws. During the French Revolution, traitors, spies were treated the same way. In England, in United States, even in Norway, traitors and spies were treated the same way. Any spy, any traitor, any collaborator working with the Cameroun colonial government in order to keep Cameroon occupation in Ambazonia, in order to kill Ambazonian children, in order to continue Cameroon genocide on our people, in order to destroy our communities, you will face the same consequences. The lives of our people matter. Our villages, our communities, our homes are important to us, as every home is important to every family across the globe. Ambazonian children are special to Ambazonian parents, to the Ambazonian people, to us as a people, as every child in the world is special and loved by every parent, every family, every community, and every nation across the globe. If you are collaborating with Cameroun to cause pain on our children, to murder our children, to burn our mothers and burn our villages and towns, you will face the same consequences. The Ambazonian Code of Law and Code of Justice has imposed a death penalty on anyone working for the enemy state, on anyone collaborating with the enemy state. For all the young girls, we love you as our sisters. Going out, sleeping, having sex, prostituting with the Cameroon colonial military constitute a crime during wartime, because they will use you for exploitation, for intelligence purposes. We are advising all Ambazonian girls, all Ambazonian women, disassociate yourself from anything that has to do with the Cameroon terrorist occupation, military, and terrorist security forces in Ambazonia. By you getting closer to them, you put your own life at risk. Wherever there is a Cameroon bee, a Cameroon military man or woman, a Cameroon gendarme or police, wherever he is in Ambazonia, that place, it's a battleground. Your association with that person put your life at risk. The video that came out 2 days ago, where 2 Cameroon spies were arrested, investigated over the period of a month, where facts and evidence were clear, presented, a due process following the Ambazonian Code of Law and Code of Justice. The 2 spies were publicly executed. We know that Cameroun, over the years, has recruited a lot of sympathizers and a lot of town criers. These hypocrites, some of them are within our liberation space. When baby Martha was killed, they didn't say anything. When Sam Sawyer was slaughtered, they said nothing. When Ambazonians' homes are burnt, you don't hear from them. When General Aruke was killed, why? Because of spies. When the top commanders on the ground using spies are killed, you don't hear from these town criers. So we understand Cameroon has recruited a lot of sympathizers and, as I said, town crier them. That have infiltrated our liberation space and are being used by Cameroon to pronounce and show Amba and show our liberation struggle as a bunch of lunatics. If there are any lunatics in the world, it's the Cameroon military. If there are any thugs in the world, it's the Cameroon military. It's Mr. Biya, it's Diongute, it's Atanga Njipor. What happened in Guzan? It's a warning to every other spy and enabler in the Ambazonia territory. It is also a warning to anyone living in the diaspora. You are not safe. There will be a judgment day for everyone. For everyone who is fighting, working, collaborating with Cameroon, there will be a judgment day for us all. There will be a judgment day. On the ground, anyone that is working for Cameroon to identify camps, locations, and movement of our forces. What happened in Guzan is the fate you will face if you are caught and found guilty. To all members of the CPDM party, for all of you responsible in administering Cameroon's occupation in Ambazonia, when caught, you will face the same consequences. You are responsible for what our people are going through. You are responsible for Cameroon's genocide on our people. The more than 20,000 Ambazonians that have been killed, you are responsible for their death. The more than 1,000 homes that have been burnt, you are responsible for them because you are responsible in administering Cameroon's occupation in the territory. For all those that are in jail, all members of the Cameroon CPDM party within the Ambazonia territory are responsible for their pain, are responsible for their suffering, because they are responsible in administering and maintaining Cameroon's occupation in Ambazonia. So therefore, if you are caught, you will face the same consequences. Resign from the occultic, fascist, genocidal party and save your life. I've advised all of you, empty the Cameroon's treasury and take the money to wherever you can find safety. Take the money and secure your life. Find a way to empty everything that Cameroon owns. If you work in any treasury, anywhere where they keep money for the state coffer, empty it and leave Cameroon. We must find all means to end Cameroon's occupation of Ambazonia. By emptying the Cameroon treasury, we render them bankrupt. They will have no money to fight the war. I'm not encouraging you to steal. I am encouraging you to render Cameroon a bankrupt and a useless state. Hello? Yeah, something the way you want to tell me will be so special where you see me on TV and you decide to call me now. We know how they talk.
Yes, not too special, my brother. I just want to know how I will pay my liberation tax.
All right.
Therefore, I've been an IDP.
Okay, I will call you when I finish. Thank you. Ambazonia. you did see me. You did see me at the walk. I did try for pass out a message. Even though you don't get my phone number. Anyway, I want to just thank you plenty because I know say I skin the shake for say you want to pay a liberation tax. When I don't see the victory of our forces them. When I don't see what when I brave defenders of the land. They don't prove them, they don't show them. And when I don't see how Cameroon they cry. Cameroon they cry. La République they cry. When they kill their 2 spies, they cry. Akremuna they cry. Oh, yes, Akremuna don't write some long letter. And he talks say, oh, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, how they kill those 2 spies them, it could make the international community, you know what they support Ambazonia. And I just laugh. Akeremuna, where they support the Biya's government. Then when they don't burn 1,000 Ambazonian villages, the international community don't come. Going forward, any man will stand for Ambazonian people their way for independence. You will be crushed. Any CPDM person, man or woman, they catch you, you will face the same consequences. We not leave our territory. We not leave our territory. We don't cause our people them suffer because of una. Because of una wickedness. Our people that they suffer today, this war way our people that they face them, now because of una. Because of una wickedness and una longer throat. It must come to an end. For all what una don't do for our people then, the time don't come when una go pay the price. This generation will hold every one of una accountable. Even at Diongote they catch you. Waiting happen for Guzan, now with Diongote go face and for Ambazonia. Not to talk of Atangaji Paul. A bee. Mark just talking. Ambazonian forces. The day we wanna capture a Cameroun bee. That day it will be in a public execution. They go judge you, they go try you, it go face the Ambazonian code of justice and code of law. The day we wanna catch a military man or woman, any person with the work with the Cameroon government for our land, especially the military people, the gendarmes, the police, the BE, the intelligence officers, they go face the public execution they go face na public execution. They go judge you, and then they go sentence you according to the laws of our liberation. We need to do things anyhow. We follow our own laid down laws for the liberation of our Ambazonian people. Make a show on these videos. I know say we have had the day over shake for watch all our videos for October 1. The studio never finish. They don't finish what they did one, but they get some small technical problem for play all those videos. So now the whole, but I don't find way for even get 1 or 2 video map play for. Ma play for ma heart sweet small.
Intervention in the red parade are showcasing their talent, leaded by Commander K. For security reasons, it is not good to reveal his identity. In front of us, the guy with the red parade, and closely behind him are the guys he clean. The commander in front is Commander Cinnamon.
We the 1st October 2020. No easy, but you want to get power. Dictator down a Sam, this one at the Sniper Squad, 1st October 2023. They want to take place at the camp of the Supreme General of the ADF, General Big Number alias Efan. No be easy, but now God, you want to get power. You don't have problem, but we don't get the play for inside our country. This one at the new battalion. We just recruit, there are over 500 of them. The 1st October 2023. They want to take over the canopy of the Supreme General of the ADF, General Efan alias Big Number. You know, it be easy when a God you want to get power. Shake, you know, the.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the sniper squad. The sniper squad, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the sniper squad. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the snipers.
Wait till una dey see am with una eye. Na vision. Wait till una dey see am. Na the new techniques. Na the innovation with the governing council, with the forces, the structure of the forces, they create them on a daily basis for fight, the new fight will be required. Wetin una dey see am now with una eye. Now the new way where the forces that they take am for fight the war. Wetin una dey see am? Now the new squad where they call them say the snipers squad. Where they fit enter inside grass, enter inside water. When they enter for grass, they be grass. When they enter for water, they be water. When they dey for near tree, they be tree. They dey like chameleon. If something they red, then they become red. Something they green, then they become green. Something they yellow, then they will become yellow. ADF na a different level. Because now the power of command and control that, now the power of vision that, now the power of training that, now the power of innovation that, will not continue to do the same old things and expect for say we'll create progress. Progress require say you innovate, you change tactics, you create new ideas for disorientate and take out the enemy before he even knows say you there. By the time one open your eye, before 1 year see you, it already die. Una enjoy.
The sniper squad, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the sniper squad. Ambazonia Defense Forces, the sniper squad. The sniper squad.
All right. We thank you plenty, so I don't take the time for joining all way tonight. Like the Papa way call way, an IDP, it is for the enemy territory. The enemy born in house, born our communities. They for the occupier, the country as refugees. They suffer, they live under shame. We don't even know how they struggle. But they know say the only way where they feel live with dignity and they feel get a better future. Not being able to live as refugees for the occupied country. But now for make their own contribution for the liberation of their homeland. For the liberation of their beloved homeland. Our beautiful country. Rich with everything. So, I encourage all our people them. Just like our small sister for Bamenda yesterday, a 21-year-old school picking. It take 5,000 for pay them as a liberation tax for secure their future. You know, say that the only thing that we get them, the only thing that we get for secure their future. We know say not easy. Even the only thing that you feed one, you figure at the bare minimum that we will ask of all way. If 10,000 Ambazonians, if 100,000 Ambazonians, they pay their 5,000 and 10,000 liberation tax, this war it will come to an immediate end, and the Ambazonian people them they will gain independence. 100,000 of us will pay that 10,000 francs. The Ambazonian people, them, they will raise 1 billion. With 1 billion, the war don't come to an end. Be part of it. Before I go, I want to salute a very special group of Ambazonians. The most special group of Ambazonians what they did for diaspora. The Ambazonian people them, what they did for Ambazonia Governing Council Community Assembly. All the people them, what they did for our community assembly. As we talk, we dey now for number 89 for one WhatsApp group. We know even what they did nothing about maybe 100 and something people they did. 89 people, they don't pay their $100 for liberation tax. 89 inside one group. A of C people them need to talk. They lead by example. I want any place where you dey, make we move from talk and argument to action. Liberation tax and the ticket for our freedom. We get for come up from noise to action, from talking to doing. A leader and a person when he talk too much, he do more than he talk. Lazy people then, now people where they talk too much and they do nothing. Leaders, their goal now for produce results, their goal now for take action and produce results. Once they know what they want them, the next step now for start to take action and produce result. Stop talking. Pay your liberation tax. Make we end Cameroun a presence for our land and give our people them the life where they deserve them. No Ambazonia, no need for be anywhere for this world for the suffer. It's not. We are too rich for our people for the suffer. None of our Pekin in need for the sleep hungry. We are too rich for our people for the sleep hungry. Now our responsibility. I did just talk for a papa where either for as a refugee for Nigeria. After 7 years as a refugee for Nigeria, it is still asked may they give them small support. Why they be refugees for Nigeria? Because some person hate them. Because poor Biya hate what people them. Because Cameroun hate what people them. So they send we make us suffer. Now we get that responsibility for teach Cameroun a lesson, send Cameroun out of our land, take our land back, bring our people them back. From our own village where they accommodate for Kajifu, the Cameroun military, it use the bees them, disguise them as Amber boys, for go drive all the people them for all the Boki land, for send them back, may they live as animals for bush, or they become refugees for Nigeria. A punishment because Cameroun hate we. And in this way, that's why Cameroun they go around for burn house them, burn villages. They hate what people them. They want finish we. They want make us suffer. We get a responsibility for end that suffer. We must stop for talk. We must stop for beg. Hello? Hello?
Yes, evening.
Good evening.
Yes. I want you to beg for talk something.
No, I need to take any calls today. I need to take any suggestion today. I did live on TV right now. I did wrap up my communication. So when I did do, leave me an audio message of what you want to talk. The day where we do question and answer, so that the public it go hear and then we'll give answer. You hear?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, good night. Salute to the family. You see, now the desperation that for people then. Our people, they want freedom. They want to make this thing come to an end. So I appeal for all now. If you did better off, please help for pay for your family members who don't pay for themselves. 100,000 Ambazonians, they pay 10,000 each, will raise 1 billion CFA francs. With 1 billion, we will earn Cameroon a presence for our land. The city of Bamenda alone, if 100,000 Ambazonians inside the city of Bamenda alone, they pay 10,000 each for every man picking, this war will come to an end like that. With 1 billion CFA, we will arm every soldier on the ground and Cameroon go run immediately. And they plan that. When I get a good night, we'll talk on that tomorrow. If any person get anything we want to talk for me, most importantly, if you want to pay a liberation tax and you don't know how to pay a liberation tax, please send me a message. Say, Mr. Spokesman, how do you pay my liberation tax? I will direct you safe and secure means where you will pay your liberation tax, and the financial department will issue you your beautiful liberation tax certificate with your name on it. Send them for you. May I pray that. Good night. Oh yes. Good night. We can live now this beautiful music from our forces for the great state of Biya. These boys, they always surprise me. Always something beautiful. They always leave me with something beautiful. We can live now this music from the Deputy Supreme Commander of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Capo, and his special squad.
I come from this country, the great country Ambazonia, originated from the country, we have suffered from the hands of the universe. We have suffered from the